Look at New York City today, a place where ambition and imagination have shaped the very horizon. From above, the city seems almost eternal, a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless drive to reach ever higher. It's a forest of glass and steel, each building a monument to progress and possibility. Towers of impossible height scratch at the clouds, their silhouettes shifting with the light, as if competing to touch the sky itself. The sun dances across mirrored windows, scattering light in a million fractured pieces, making the city shimmer with energy and life. This skyline, as solid and permanent as it appears, is in fact a living, changing thing. It is built upon the ghosts of another city. For every gleaming skyscraper that rises, an older structure had to fall, its history and stories swept away to make room for the new. Beneath the hum of the present, the rush of traffic, the footsteps of millions, lies the silence of the past. Imagine for a moment a different skyline, one punctuated by ornate domes, grand arches, and intricate stone carvings that told the story of a different era. This is the New York largely forgotten, a city of architectural marvels and lost masterpieces, a city that now exists only in memories, photographs, and the faded recollections of those who walked its vanished streets. The story of New York is one of constant reinvention, a restless city always tearing down and building anew, never content to stand still. In this endless cycle of destruction and creation, something invaluable is often lost, pieces of the city's soul, fragments of its collective memory. The architectural fabric that once gave neighborhoods their unique character has been frayed, replaced by uniformity and glass. We walk streets named for the past, reminders of what once stood here. Yet the buildings that witnessed history are often gone, their stories erased from the landscape. This is a journey into that lost New York, a city hidden beneath the surface of the present, exploring the architectural styles and grand visions that have vanished but still echo in the city's bones. We will uncover why these structures were sacrificed and the forces, economic, political, and cultural, that drove their disappearance. We'll ask what their absence means for the city's soul, and what is lost when history is paved over in the name of progress. This is the story of the ghosts that haunt the greatest city in the world, a story of memory, loss, and the enduring spirit of New York. New York City was once a breathtaking museum of architectural dreams. Architects brought styles from across the globe, creating a city of diverse eras. The Beaux-Arts movement gave the city majestic structures, designed to inspire awe. Victorian Gothic buildings added a touch of fantasy to the urban grid. Entire architectural vocabularies have been silenced, like the French Second Empire and elegant brownstones. The rise of Art Deco captured the glamour of the machine age. These buildings were the physical embodiment of the city's identity, landmarks for daily life. The loss of these styles is cultural amnesia, erasing evidence of what New York aspired to be. The city's story has been edited, with entire chapters torn out. The original Pennsylvania Station symbolized New York's lost architectural soul. Opened in 1910, it was a Beaux-Arts masterpiece, a gateway to the city. Imagine entering a vast hall of marble, with a ceiling 150 feet high, bathed in sunlight. The station was a city within a city, a statement of power and permanence. For millions, it was an unforgettable first impression of New York. Its destruction in 1963 is seen as architectural vandalism. The railroad sold air rights to developers, leading to its demolition. The outcry was fierce, but too late. In its place rose a cramped, subterranean labyrinth. The loss of Penn Station was a wound from which the city's architectural conscience has never fully recovered. Once, going to the movies in New York was more than just a pastime. It was an event, a grand escape into fantasy and glamour. People dressed up, eager for an evening that promised not just a film, but an experience that began the moment you approached the glowing marquee. The city was home to stunning movie palaces, true cathedrals of cinema that stood as monuments to imagination and artistry. Their facades were as impressive as the dreams they projected inside. Designed in exotic styles, Egyptian, Moorish, French Renaissance, these theaters transported audiences to faraway worlds before the opening credits even rolled. The anticipation built as you wandered through gilded halls and under sparkling chandeliers. The legendary Roxy Theater, often called the Cathedral of the Motion Picture, could seat nearly 6,000 people. Its vast auditorium and stage were a marvel, hosting not just films but live performances and orchestras. The Paramount Theater dazzled with a lobby modeled after the Paris Opera House, its marble staircases and golden accents making every guest feel like royalty for a night. These theaters were more than just places to watch movies. They were community centers, gathering spots where neighbors met, romances blossomed, and the city's pulse could be felt. They offered a welcome respite from daily life, especially during hard times. The architecture itself was part of the entertainment, designed to overwhelm the senses and spark the imagination. Every detail, from the velvet seats to the painted ceilings, contributed to the magic. But as television entered living rooms and economics shifted, these palaces struggled to survive. The rise of new technology and changing tastes led to their slow demise. The Roxy was torn down in 1960, its grandeur lost to time. The Paramount was gutted, its ornate halls replaced by office space, echoes of laughter and applause fading into memory. Today, we watch movies in sterile multiplexes, where efficiency and convenience have replaced the enchantment and spectacle of the past. The sense of occasion is gone, replaced by routine. The magic of the movie palace is now just another ghost in New York's ever-changing story, haunting the city's streets and memories. The shared experience of wonder and architectural fantasy is lost, leaving behind only faded photographs and silent, empty halls, a reminder of a time when going to the movies truly meant entering another world. Why did New York allow its architectural masterpieces to disappear? Economic pressures and changing tastes played significant roles. Old buildings were seen as economically obsolete, replaced by profitable towers. Post-WPUIS, ornate styles fell out of fashion, replaced by modernism. The wrecking ball became an instrument of modernization. There was a lack of legal protection for historic buildings. The loss of Penn Station in 1963 galvanized the preservation movement. The New York City Landmarks Preservation Commission was created in 1965, but by then, much had been lost in the name of urban renewal. The decision to demolish was framed as progress, but at an immense cost. The city became architecturally poorer, less connected to its history. Even in a city that has erased much of its past, echoes of lost architecture remain. Fragments persist, like ornate stone lintels repurposed in public parks. The grand eagles from Penn Station are scattered, silent witnesses to lost grandeur. Surviving buildings carry the DNA of their original style. The influence of lost styles lives on in later architecture. The memory of lost buildings has shaped the city's conscience. The fight to save Grand Central Terminal succeeded because of Penn Station's loss. The lost buildings, through their absence, continue to shape the city. Imagine a New York where the wrecking ball never fell on Penn Station. You would arrive in a majestic, sun-drenched hall of marble and light. Times Square would still have the Roxy and Paramount theaters alive with cinematic fantasy. The Singer Tower would grace the downtown skyline, a marvel of elegance. The skyline would be a conversation between different eras of ambition. Fifth Avenue's grand mansions would tell the story of the Gilded Age. The city would have a stronger sense of place, a connection to its story. This reimagined New York would carry its history, not discard it. The presence of lost marvels would remind us that beauty and utility coexist. It would be a city that held onto its most beautiful dreams. Why does it matter? Why do we care so deeply about the buildings that surround us, the ones that have stood for generations? Architecture is more than shelter. It's the city's autobiography. Each stone, each archway, every weathered facade tells a story that words alone cannot capture. It tells us who we were, what we valued, and what we aspired to be. These buildings are silent witnesses to our collective journey, holding memories of laughter, struggle, and hope. When we lose these buildings, we lose a part of our story. The empty spaces left behind are more than physical gaps. They are absences in our shared memory. Preserving historic architecture is an act of memory, connecting past and present. It's a way of honoring those who came before us, and a promise to those who will follow. These buildings are anchors in a sea of change, providing continuity and stability. Amidst the rush of modern life, they remind us of our roots and our resilience. They remind us we are part of a long story, one that began before us and will continue after we're gone. Each generation leaves its mark, but the foundation remains. Old buildings exhibit craftsmanship and artistry rare today. Their details are a testament to human creativity and the pride once taken in building for the ages. They elevate the public realm, enriching our daily lives. These spaces invite us to slow down, to connect, and to appreciate the beauty woven into our everyday environment. The fight to preserve architecture is a fight for the city's soul. It's about defending the character and spirit that make a place unique and irreplaceable. A city without old buildings is like a person without memory. Without these touchstones, we risk losing our sense of identity and belonging. By remembering lost marvels, we protect the treasures that remain. We learn from our past, and in doing so, we shape a richer, more meaningful future. Our cities should be places of beauty, history, and meaning, living testaments to the stories we share and the legacies we choose to preserve. The story of New York's lost architecture is not unique. It is played out in cities worldwide, leaving similar ghosts and regrets. The echoes of the past are still there, waiting to be discovered. Look beyond modern storefronts. Become an architectural detective. Ask questions about the buildings and their history. Visit local libraries or historical societies to uncover hidden layers. This act of looking is the first step toward preservation. Recognize the value of historic architecture and speak up when threatened. Support local preservation organizations and attend public meetings. The future of our cities is shaped by today's choices. Great buildings were built with the hope they'd last generations. We have a responsibility to cherish and protect architectural treasures. The story of our cities is still being written. Let it honor the past as it builds for the future.